Allison Gargero. A look at our forecast here at home, and you don't even see any rain in sight, just sunshine for the next several days.
Sunshine and low humidity. I mean, dew point values this morning were in the upper 40s, if not near 50. That means it feels awesome out there. 64 degrees as we speak, and some spots waking up to the widespread 50s. That's going to be out in Conroe to Huntsville, Brenham, 67 degrees on Galveston Island right now. I will say temperatures will be rising a bit later on this afternoon, but we'll take the low humidity. But all eyes are now on the Florida peninsula as Milton is inching so close. We're already monitoring some outer rain bands that are making their way not only to Tampa, but down to Naples, Fort Myers, and even on the eastern side of the Florida peninsula. But this right here is likely where we're going to be seeing some of the heaviest rain as Milton makes landfall sometime early tomorrow morning. If you do have family or friends that live along the I-10 corridor, we're talking from Tampa to Orlando and points north. That's likely going to be the heaviest rain and strongest winds. But even folks to the south could be seeing bands of heavy rain. Also, a few isolated tornado warnings, which we have already been monitoring. Our exclusive Fox model does a really good job at showing that landfall somewhere potentially just south of Tampa, maybe a bit closer to Sarasota, and then we'll be seeing that heavy rain move across the peninsula, and it's going to take potentially 10 to 12 hours. Now, speaking of Florida, I do want to bring in Walter Allen. He's with our sister station this morning. Walter, I want to get a look at what you are monitoring at this time. As we bring your audio up, we can hear some of those rain bands. The latest model has this making landfall as a Category 4, but it's going to be all about that catastrophic storm surge along your coast.
That's exactly it. That's what the warning is. In fact, if you guys saw on social media, Tampa Mayor Jane Castor said, if you stay in the evacuation zone, zones A and B, and you choose to stay, you will die. And she meant that for effect, really, to drive the point home. We're talking about 10 to 15-foot storm surge. Here is the door into our Fox 13 studio here, just to show you that is one floor. That's 10 feet. So a story and a half, you're talking about storm surge. That you can't survive that type of storm surge. Again, possible Category 4, strong Category 3 that is expected to make landfall at some point tonight or early tomorrow morning. It looks like tomorrow morning at about 2 o'clock in the morning. We have seen catastrophic storm surge in the past, not in this area. Texas, you guys know all about it. Hurricane Ike, that was back in 2008. 20 feet of storm surge, and that made 25 miles inland. So that is the last devastating storm surge and something they're possibly preparing for here in the Bay Area. It looks like the eye is going to make landfall south of us, about 15 to 20 miles south of us. But you know that cone of uncertainty, if it were to jog just to the north, we can certainly see some of the worst of the storm surge. Now, the evacuations have been ongoing for multiple counties, all up and down our coastline. Hillsborough, Pasco, Pinellas, Manatee, Sarasota counties, multiple zones within those counties. So you're talking hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people being evacuated out of the area. Now, every storm has its own really personality. Some storms are rain events, some are wind, other storm surge. You got to remember, we're cleaning up from Hurricane Helene, so that was a storm surge event. So now we kind of have all three. We're checking all of the boxes. Heavy winds, a lot of rain, and storm surge. And we have a lot of debris, people's belongings, building materials, debris from Hurricane Helene that's been stacked up in front of homes. So the race is on to get that picked up, so it doesn't turn into projectiles and fly against other people's homes or clog up sewers and drains. Crews have been working nonstop through the night to get everything picked up. That includes police escorts to and from dump sites. In fact, I think I heard from Mayor Jane Castor that about 75% of the city of Tampa debris has already been picked up. But again, sometime this afternoon, that will stop at some point this afternoon. Talking about travel, a lot of the airports are closed already. Tampa International, that closed at 9 yesterday morning. St. Pete Clearwater International Airport, that is also closed. Orlando Airport, that is closing at 8 o'clock this morning. When you have a lot of water, you're talking about a lot of bridges in our area. So the big three, Courtney Campbell Causeway, the Howard Franklin, and the Gandy bridges, those are all expected to close this afternoon. And when the winds get high, about 40 miles per hour or higher, sustained winds, then the Sunshine Skyway Bridge connecting Manatee County to Pinellas County, that will also close. You probably have seen some of the videos of the gas stations that are without fuel. There is not a fuel shortage. It is actually at the port, but there are just not enough trucks to get it out fast enough for the demand. There's just so many people trying to get gas all at the same time to try to evacuate out of here. So it's been a challenge trying to get gas to these gas stations. Now, all across the Bay Area, businesses have been boarding up in preparation of this hurricane. This is footage that was actually taken at a restaurant just down the street from us off of Kennedy Boulevard. The businesses are sharing messages of support for the community, writing Tampa strong, thanking locals for their support, and finishing signs off with their hearts. There have been other signs that have expletives telling Milton to go away. Of course, I cannot share that on TV. But I will say, you guys mentioned the Waffle House. Some of those are closed in our area. So you have Waffle Houses closing. You also have Jim Cantori sightings. So you know you're in the bullseye of a major storm. Allison?
And Walter, I mean, we see this time and time again with these tropical systems, down trees, down power lines, widespread power outages. So, you know, hopefully folks are charging their devices now so that they can watch you guys on the air. Unfortunately, when the power will likely go out a bit later tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, that's for sure. And the response from linemen, obviously we sent some of our linemen to the Carolinas to help out with that recovery effort. We have actually pulled them back. And Tampa Electric, they actually have a response of about 5,000 linemen on standby, which is historic. We have never had that before. And a lot of linemen are staging at Tropicana Field. You might have seen on social media, a lot of cots are in the actual field area where the Tampa Bay Rays play baseball. They are there waiting, along with the National Guard, ready to deploy whenever the storm moves through, guys.
Well, thank you so much, Walter Allen, with our sister station in Tampa. Please stay safe. We appreciate your reporting this morning.
Thank you.